Craig is the bot that helps me record things so I can have decent quality.
Okay.
Ignore my mic quality though, because I'm on my fucking PlayStation headphone currently because my actual microphone just does not want to cooperate with Discord. I don't understand why.
Do you want me to record on Audacity at the same time? I can send you the recording later.
The problem is just that like my mic might be weird through all of it. It does this thing where it turns me into a robot. So
Okay.
So it's not a problem on your end, it's a problem on my end, but yeah, we'll be fine.
Okay, great.
All right. Okay. Well, 3, 2, 1. Hello, dear listeners. Whoever's actually listening to this, I have no earthly idea. But my name is Solomon, and I am here with
Bastien. Hi.
Bastien. I like that. So you are a voice actor, and you voice Victor in this podcast, and he's kind of a small role, but we're gonna talk about how you feel about these kind of things. So,
Okay.
I guess my first question is just like, how much did you know about Dead by Daylight before joining this project?
I knew it was a game, and I had seen like a few Let's Plays on YouTube, but I have actually never played it myself.
Right. What games do you play?
A lot of games. I'm a big Zelda guy, so very
Nice.
different ambience. I mean, I love horror. Silent Hill. The first 2 Resident Evil, I loved them. Started hating those games with the fourth one. Everyone loves it, but I don't like RE4.
That's a hot take.
Yeah, it is. It's just Ashley, honestly.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, fair enough. Well, I think if you like horror, you'd probably enjoy DBD. It's not like the most scary game in the world, but there are certainly lots of like horrific elements, and the story and characters themselves are all very horror driven, I think. Ironically enough, I'm actually not the biggest horror fan. Like I don't I don't love horror that much, but I made a whole podcast about it, so I'm a weird contradiction in that way. But how much are you a fan of horror in like other ways too, not just games, like movies and TV shows and stuff? Like,
yeah, big time. Big fan of horror movies. TV shows lately, like Netflix got some great shit. I mean, horror has always been one of my favorite genres because it's so codified. Like you know what's gonna happen, or you hope to know what's gonna happen, and sometimes the director is playing with that expectation, and that's what I love about it.
nice.
It's just great for analysis and all that.
So you like analyzing the media you consume?
Yeah, I do. I actually do that on a regular basis. That's my job. I'm a YouTuber, and I do film.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's on your YouTube page then? I didn't know you had a YouTube page.
So it's a French YouTube page, but I talk about pop culture in general and storytelling. I talk about tropes, movie tropes, and that's where I get my French pseudonym. Like Le Tropeur is basically a guy who talks about tropes. So yeah, film analysis, theories, and just talking about stories in general. I love storytelling.
What I had a whole question, and then the question just kind of dissipated. What is something you've watched or like seen recently that you like analyze the hell out of and you like love from an analytical point of view?
Okay, it's gonna be a weeb thing.
Oh no, not weeb. You have to leave now. I'm sorry. You have to go.
Okay, I'm going.
But like, what is it?
It's an anime called Kaguya-sama Love is War, and it's basically taking tropes from like very dramatic thrillers and putting it in a romantic story about 2 high schoolers who are in love, but they think it's war. So it's just very tropey.
Wow.
It's very kind of parodic, but it's not a parody, so it's weird. But I love to analyze that.
Love can certainly feel like war. For me, I'm usually losing that war like all the time. I have like several white flags up at any given moment. Speaking of white flags, you are French. How about that? What is that like?
Oh, that joke has been made. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I am French. I live in France. I do not surrender that easily in love or at war. Uh,
That's good. That's good.
I mean, yeah, no. I guess that's why I got into the role because Victor is French. So
No, literally,
I'm
that was the only reason. I was like, huh,
no.
he sounds French. He's cast immediately.
Yep, that's it.
Well, I'm just
Um,
asking because I've never been to France, never been to Europe, never been outside the country really. So I'm just like, do you notice like a sizable difference in the way like French people are versus the rest of the world, or are they kind of similar, or like what?
well, they like to think they are different. That's for sure. um,
Okay.
uh, well, I don't know because I've never been outside of Europe. I've been in a lot of European countries, and every single nation has its own like kind of identity and thinking they are the one European country that's good and all the other are bad. Yeah, it's basically that. I used to live in England, so as a Frenchman, that's quite an experience.
Oh, nice.
It was right after Brexit, so yay.
Oh yeah, that's sure that was fun. Sure that was really
Yeah,
fun for you.
very, very fun. Nah, I mean the people there were great, but it's just you kind
Yeah.
of feel like you're there, but you're gonna leave soon, so bye bye.
Yeah, felt that.
Yeah.
I think in America, all the states are pretty similar. Like we all have our differences, but at the end of the day, it's all America. Um, but I think it depends on who you ask. 'Cause some Americans are like very, very anti-America. Actually, um, I have a lot of
I,
friends who just hate it here. It's fun.
I mean, I think you don't really know how lucky you are in your country until you've visited others. I think lots of people who
Yeah,
hate that country have never been to like abroad. They should because you will realize everything you hate about your country is there in every other country.
yeah, that makes sense. I want to backtrack a little bit though, because you said you analyze tropes, right?
Yep.
Have you done any trope analysis on this podcast, like the one you're in right now? Like, are there any noticeable ones you can think off the top of your head?
I try not to. When I'm acting in something, I don't want to see it through the lens of an author. I want to be the actor. I am in the character, and if I try to think about the tropes in something I'm playing in, it kind of takes away from the fun of playing in it.
You know, that's incredibly valid. I
Mhm.
I went to a theater school for a lot of my life, and I started to realize I wanted to be a director, but it was mainly like an acting focused class. And my my teachers would always be like, "Hey Solomon, I need you to stop analyzing the scene while you're in it and just act in it." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, that's fair. I totally get what you're saying. That's an important it's important to divide the two."
I mean,
Um,
you kind of have to erase yourself for the character when you're in something. So that's how I take it. I erase myself. I try not to be the analyzing YouTuber when I'm playing in any kind of story.
right. Um, I guess my next question then is like, what else have you done, like acting wise? You know?
Well, I do a lot of voiceover work. Like lately, I've been doing a lot of casting call club projects, um, doing video games, like stuff for YouTube videos, fan dubs for like um, what was it? It was Fire Emblem Awakening. Lots of
Nice.
very different projects where I'm basically starting to build up my career as a voice actor because I am not originally a voice actor. I used to do theater. Um, I used to act on stage, but COVID was like not great for that.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
and yeah, and like lately, I've just been trying to turn my YouTube work into more of a place where I can act a bit, like doing more fiction, more. Like lately, I've been doing like a parody anime series where I can do all the anime voice.
Not
'Cause
the
I'm a
anime
big weeb,
voice.
big weeb, big weeb.
You know
But
what?
yeah,
It's okay. We all have our character flaws. You can be a weep. It's okay.
exactly. Nobody's perfect.
No one's
Um,
perfect.
but
Um,
yeah, And also,
Yeah.
I've been working. In France, we dub movies and TV shows, and so I used to work in that, dubbing movies and TV shows like from America in French.
And how does that work? I've never dubbed anything ever, so.
Okay, so basically, you have to first of all, like see where all the mouth flaps are, all the mouth movements. Like
The mouth flaps.
you close your mouth, you make an O shape, a V shape, a the shape, all that you get to like see where it is before you can actually start translating, and then you have
Yeah.
to translate based on those lip movements. And once that's a whole job, and then
Yeah.
you have a director, actors, comedians who are especially trained for that. And yeah, basically you just dub over. In France, we are very, very peculiar about dubbing and mouth sync. That is not the case, like for example in Poland, where they just talk over the thing. In France, we try to create the illusion that it's actually French being spoken by this American actor. Doesn't always work, but we try.
Yeah.
And so it's a whole process of recreating also like the sound of like the musics you receive from the original creation. You have like the soundscape, all of that, and it's quite a big thing here.
Yeah, that does sound cool. I know we have like a similar thing. A lot of dubbing for us in America happens in Texas, I think, because that's where like Funimation is. Unless I'm horribly wrong, I could be terribly wrong. But dubbing
No,
does seem cool.
it's right.
It just
That is
yeah,
right. I think it's right. Yeah.
dubbing does seem cool. It seems like a lot of work though. Do you? It's probably gonna be a dumb question, but do you enjoy dubbing more than like just being free in regular voice acting, or is one clearly better than the other?
It is not a dumb question because it's like I couldn't say if I like one more than the others, because like when you are dubbing, you are doing such a challenge. You have to basically become the performance of the for example American actor. You have to become his performance, not only like the mouth sync, but also like the emotion, everything that comes out in his voice. But you're
Right.
doing it in a different language. Like that is such a challenge. So I like it for different reasons. It's very hard.
Yeah.
Whereas when you play by yourself, you're having a lot of fun. But it's a bit hands-free driving. Like
I mean, it makes sense. Do you notice any strong like linguistic or like language difference between maybe French and American, or French and English, my bad. French and English, or like French and any other language? Like, how is your language unique when it comes to what you try to dub into?
Well, actually, I have a master's degree in French English translation. Like that is my whole background.
Well, that helps, doesn't it?
That does help. Basically, English is a very concise language. You can say a lot with very few words, whereas you couldn't do as well in French. The good thing is English comes from French. Since like the Norman invasion in England in like the 11th century, a lot of the vocabulary, like the words, are coming from French. So you can always find something when you're translating, like a word is gonna just exist in French that is the exact same word probably, and that helps. But yeah, the very hard thing is how much meaning English American can get in a single like word or two words, whereas in French you would have like a whole fucking sentence to say it.
Why do you think that is? Is that like a cultural difference? Like, do the French like to take their time saying everything in their hearts? Is that, or am I just being stupid?
No, I think it's more like the French are very like proud and they want to show off that they can make long phrases. Like we have this culture of like Parisian elitism, like you are the most intelligent person in the room, so you have to show it. You have to talk in long, very convoluted phrases, and then, like English or American, they're more laid back. So yeah, I got something to say, I say it. But in French, you kind of have to be a rooster in the court, trying to impress all the chicks all the time.
That is a good metaphor.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any more linguistic French questions. So okay, so you played a French character, Victor, written by someone who is most definitely American. Um, how was that character different? I know it's been a while since you recorded, probably, but how was playing that character I wrote? Like, was I assume it's just the exact same as you in all areas. That you guys are very, very similar.
I mean, the character is very non-French in the way he exists. Like, he's a very American tradition monster.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, it's very slasher movies from the 80s. So I just tried to play him with an American method of acting, but keeping the French accent in. Like it's only the phonetic that was French in the way I took him. Yeah.
How often do you just yell and scream in real life?
Not that often, honestly. It's only when I have projects like that. I mean, yours was not the worst I've had. I've actually had to dub a soldier in a war
Yeah.
video game. So that was just I couldn't speak for a week after that. That was
Yeah. I
But
always get concerned when I have actors there's these roles, right? Like you and the executioner, roles that are just very hard on the voice. And I just like, hey, I want you to record for this project because I love what you're doing, but I don't want you to like die. Like I'd rather my actors not I'd rather them not die. So have you found like healthy ways to not perish your vocal cords?
lots of honey, lots of
Okay.
lemon,
Nice.
warm water, not hot water, warm water, and basically just you do warm-ups before you try to ease yourself into the voice. You don't start immediately screaming your lungs out, and you only end up with a sore throat, which is the best you can hope for when you're screaming like that.
Yeah. That's good. I'm glad you're not dead. We're all very appreciative of you being alive and able to speak
I am for now.
for now. Okay. I didn't actually write a list of questions. I was just kind of going off this, and now I'm kind of out of ideas. So,
Okay.
So Charlotte and Victor grew up in like I think it was 16th century France. I don't know. Like I think it was either 1600 or 1400. I totally forgot.
Like I remember medieval.
Yeah,
something medieval.
somewhere close to that. They were still believing in witches at that point.
Yeah.
I guess my question to you is just like, do you think you would survive during that time? It seems like a pretty hard time to live.
Oh.
Also, knowing what you know about France, you probably know the history better than I do. So
yeah. Well, if it's like it depends on the century. Like if it's 14th century, I think that's the Black Plague. So yeah, nah.
No.
If it's after that, we're starting to get into the Renaissance, and it's a bit better. I think. Oh, I don't know. Because I've got health issues. I got kidney stones. That would have killed me dead back then.
Oh, geez, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's part of life. I used to wear glasses. I had an operation. I had LASIK done on my eyes, but back then I might not have had glasses, which might have made surviving hard. And if I had been a conjoined twin, like basically a tumor on someone's body, I would have died immediately.
Yeah, well, okay. I guess the obvious answer is obvious. Well, I'm glad you're born here and now with the medical field where it is. I guess another question I could ask is like, what did you like most enjoy about being a part of? Oh, I have two more questions actually. I got my ball back in the game. What did you enjoy most about being like in this project specifically? And you don't have to be nice if you don't want to. My feelings will not be hurt. So.
I mean, I do like your messages. Like the way you talk to us is always very nice. No, I mean, it makes me laugh. It always makes me laugh. You got this kind of humor sense of humor that I like.
I try. It's a coping mechanism for the crippling depression.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. But yeah, no, I mean, it's a fun project. I think whenever you're touching on something like humor, like horror, you have to take a step back. You have to be basically like on a second layer of comprehension, which makes everything a bit funnier, a bit nicer, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
and I think, you know, on the Discord, people, I'm not interacting a lot, but I'm reading. I'm a stalker, and I think everyone's having fun. It's nice. I like that.
And I'm glad
Like
you're here too. I finished editing episode 4 a while ago with you and
okay.
Charlotte, and I don't think I've given you that audio yet, but your section's really good. I like the like. So your character doesn't like have the big moments where things go to shit, but like you lead up to that moment, and you do a really good job at that. Like it's like really good supportive work to get someone else's moment really big, if that makes any sense. And I love the build up and the tension that happens because your voice acting is so good. So thank you for lending your voice, and hopefully you can listen to it at some point soon.
I hope so too. But yeah, I mean, thank you very much. That means a lot.
Thank you. I mean, you're welcome. I guess only thing I want to know now is like why you love doing voice acting and I guess analysis too. Like what oh my god, I can't speak. What drives you to be a voice actor?
As I said, I love stories. I love telling stories. And when you're a voice actor or an actor in general, you are lending your talent to help someone else tell a story. And I think there's nothing more like, how to say it? There's nothing more. I don't have the word, but like
You can say it in French if you want to.
Intimate, but it's not. I don't even have it in French. It's like intimate, but less you.
Yeah.
But something like it's very personal, telling a story, and when you can like help someone tell that story, it's just like it's one of the what I think the best thing about being a human being is communicating with others and being part of a project. And when it's telling a story, it's the kind of project that I would do, that I would like to do. And when someone else does it, it's like there's a kinship, I feel. So being part of that, being just this tiny cog in the machine of someone else's story, I don't know if it feels nice.
Oh well, I'm glad you could be a cog. That sounds really diminishing.
Yeah, it had some meaning that I didn't mean it to, but it's like being one of the rowers on a boat, but not
I
like
get
a bad boat, like yeah.
Not like those really old timey boats where they had like the millions of slaves just like rowing the boat.
Not those ones, like the sporty one, like I don't remember the name of that thing they do at Harvard, but the boaty thing.
Oh wait, what is that called? I don't know. It's rowing. I think it's rowing. I think it's called rowing.
Oh, okay.
I'm not nearly rich enough to even touch that. But
I only know the French word, which is very fancy.
What's the fancy French word? Avion.
Yeah.
See, I like pretending like I'm speaking French because it makes me feel so like I'm ruling a monarchy. I don't know. I just immediately feel like that.
I mean, we haven't been in a monarchy for a while, but I get the appeal.
Yeah. Okay, well, my lack of French history aside, okay, is there anything, I'm gonna try to close this out since we're a little over time, but is there anything you want to say in French to anyone who can understand that listening right now?
Oh, I am now just like torn between saying something nice and something very awful.
Say both, why not? Who cares? Only they'll get it, so.
Eh ben, j'espère que vous allez apprécier cette histoire, bande de cons. Je vous aime. That was both.
I have no idea what you just said, but I'm gonna hope that we don't get canceled for that, and that the Auric cell can play in France and not be removed. So, all right, thank you so much. This has been. Say your name again.
Bastien.
Bastien. See, that sounds fun. That's fun to say. Bastien.
Yeah. Just say it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, dude.
Thank you. See ya.
See ya.